Hello, everybody. You guys, happy Thursday. I am so excited to be here with you. My internet is being crazy today. The weather is really crazy here in Sydney, but nothing can stop us. You guys, so excited for today's interview. We have someone that has an incredible story. As you come on the live, if you can just say a hi, you can, I don't know, leave me a comment where you're from, where you're joining in, if you have questions, but really let's interact. Now, in the meantime, we have our guest that she's requesting to join our call, so I'm just gonna let it in. You guys, this story is gonna blow your mind. Is joining in. Here we go.
Hi, how you going?
Hello, I am great. How are you?
Good, good. You can hear me all right?
Yes,
Oh,
perfectly.
perfect.
I love you. Have so much light in you. You know, as soon as I hit the live button, I said to myself, no, I forgot my light. I look so dark. But it's all right, doesn't matter. Girl, I am so excited to have you here. I was just saying to everyone that is jumping in, you guys, give us a hi. Drop a comment, really give some encouragement because Ebony has an incredible story and you guys are gonna love it. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for jumping on,
No,
Ebony. And
thank you.
oh, you're more than welcome. And I'll leave the floor to you before you get started. Really, for the new people that are joining us, these live interviews are really with people like Ebony today that have an incredible story. The simple, such an incredible story that it could be you and I, you guys. Incredible story, but simple, like your story or my story, right? We all the same, and someone that really found a simple product that helped her in life in general, and then she actually realized that she could make a big impact in her financial as well with that same product. So let's hear a little bit from Ebony. Ebony, just I'll let you introduce yourself and just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
No, perfect. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be asked to speak, and you've always been like a Herbalife role model and mentor in the industry. And I think I remember when I very first started 3.5 years ago. You know, you were cranking, you always have been, but I've always loved your energy and your vibration. And when you asked me to speak, I was like, yes, like I'd love to come and jump on with you. So for those who don't know me, hello, I am Eb. I got started on the products. Gosh, now it's coming up nearly 4 years ago. So taking it back a little bit, before Herbalife, I was 170 kilos. And before I found the products, I'd had weight loss surgery. And besides getting an awesome, weight loss result, losing 70 kilos from the surgery, within 18 months of having that surgery, I was anemic, vitamin D deficient. All my blood work was terrible. I was lacking in everything. And I was trying everything I could, all the, over-the-counter supplements, bone broths. They were so disgusting. I tried everything I could just to try and get some sort of nutrient absorption in, and I just really struggled. So sometimes it sounds crazy, but sometimes I feel like I had more energy carrying around the extra 70 kilos because in no way, shape or form was I healthy, but I still managed to have more energy than than when I had lost all that weight. So at the time I was working as a personal assistant in real estate and loved my job, and I was just exhausted all the time, sort of, getting quite tired in the afternoons, hitting that afternoon slump. I'd sort of wake up and be tired. And there was a mum at school that always used to carry around a bottle just like this one. She carried around with at school, and she had 4 kids, and she just had so much energy. And I only had the one child. She was 5 at the time, and I just worked full time, and I was just struggling, waking up tired, going to bed tired, and had no energy throughout the day. And obviously taking all these disgusting, bone broths and all the rest of it. So finally got up the courage to ask her what she was drinking. I got started. I jumped onto an ultimate program, and within 3 days I was feeling incredible. So I have used the products, gosh, nearly 4 years now, through all different stages of life. So at the time I was working full time, had a 5-year-old, and the products did wonders for me. So dropped 8 kilos, completely reshaped, got back to competitive netball, which was something I didn't think I'd ever have the energy or fitness for again. So I play in a league competition, and that has been incredible for me to be able to get back to that. And throughout the last, 4 years, the products have helped with so many side effects I had from weight loss surgery, things like dumping, just struggling with my water intake. I think I was drinking like 500 mils a day before Herbalife, and now I can smash 2 liters, 2.5 liters quite easy. And then, so got in shape, had a great netball season. Then we decided to have another baby, fell pregnant, used the products all through my pregnancy. And if there's one takeaway I can give through using the products, and it's always going to be the biggest thing for me, when I fell pregnant, I had an appointment with my weight loss surgeon just to get checked over. And he said to me that he didn't think I would have the supply to be able to breastfeed, which is something that I really wanted to be able to do. I couldn't do it the first time. He just said that I probably wouldn't have the supply to be able to feed. And I was actually able to breastfeed for 21 months, which was incredible. And I only weaned because I was ready, not because I didn't have the supply. So obviously we can't say Herbalife cure, treat, or prevent anything. But I really, really do put it down to that, because that was just, it's always going to be my biggest takeaway from the products, being able to do that. So so use the products through pregnancy, through postpartum, through breastfeeding, and now getting back in shape, ready for another netball season. So the products have been there through me through all stages of life, and as I get older, they'll help me through so many things, coming into anti-aging, early menopause, all the rest of it. So they'll be there for me forever. And then in terms of the business, I got started back in February 2020, so a month before the pandemic hit, and all good. We forked out our ultimate programs. That was incredible, easy. And then I think 2 weeks later, the pandemic had hit, and all of a sudden there was so much insecurity and stress and worry about what was going to happen with our jobs and that sort of thing. So I was working in real estate, and my boss, being a commission-based worker, if he couldn't sell houses, we couldn't get paid. So there was a little bit of, stress and worry there. Thankfully, he was able to get back to work nice and quick, but there was obviously worry there. My partner was a truck driver, and when the borders shut, he couldn't transport what he needed to transport. So there was just so much worry, and just there was no security in anything. So obviously got started on the products, was loving how I was feeling, and the business sort of just came to me because anyone who knew me before Herbalife knew that I was always exhausted. I was always tired. If anyone ever asked me anywhere after 5 o'clock, I would say no, or I would go to my friends' houses and I would just fall asleep on their couches. And I just never ever had the energy. So those that knew straight away that I was just, had that vibration, that energy. I was just, yeah. So they're like, yes, like, what are you doing? Like, get me some, like, let's get on it. And then obviously with the pandemic timing as well, everyone was so focused on their health, their wellness, their nutrition. And obviously because we were an essential service, deliveries never stopped, and we could always, everyone was focusing on and wanting to look after themselves. So it was a great timing for us too. So within 3 months, I matched my full-time income, which was just incredible. I decided to do the business from home full-time. I was working it obviously in the gaps of my day around my full-time job at the time. And although I loved my full-time job, and I loved what I did and the value I could bring, I saw sort of a bigger picture with this opportunity to be able to not only earn a better, bigger income, but just more impact. I'd be able to impact more people directly, be able to work for myself. Having another baby, obviously, she's just turned 2 last week. I realistically would have gone back to work at 12 months because my maternity leave would have ended. I either would have had to have stopped breastfeeding or, navigate around that. And knowing that I'm on maternity leave, I guess, for the rest of my life and don't have to go back to a 9-to-5 job ever again is pretty incredible. So my daughter obviously just turned 2, and I'm able to be that present stay-at-home mum and be able to, do everything with her. So, we went to mum's group this morning, hung out at the park. She's currently having her nap now, which is when I work my business. And I get to be there for all the milestones. I've got an elder daughter as well, so all the school assemblies, all of the sports days, anything and everything that the kids are a part of. I never have to say, oh, mum's got to work, I can't make it, that sort of thing. So I'm able to generate a more than full-time income, working the business in the gaps of my day, which has obviously been incredible. So that's just a little bit about my products and business story. Is there anything you'd like me to go in more depth on?
Yeah, no, first of all, wow, this I really love how it really started with you it's really like, look, the weird thing is looking at you right now, so energized and so like a energized bunny, saying that you are someone that will fall asleep on the couch, and I'm like, I cannot picture it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
clearly a different person. Clearly a different person. I guess this is really what people feel when they see us, the results that we have jumping on the products. A lot of time people think, I don't have any weight to lose. I don't have, I don't really care about weight loss. So people, I can't do this. But it's really not about that. It's really about how you feel, because losing weight, you can lose weight in 1,000. Like, you lost 70 kilos with the weight loss surgery. It clearly works. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then it's the side effects and everything else. It's how you feel, right? And you can't fake that. Like, it's how you feel is how you feel. That's it. And this energy, we only have it. And it's incredible how you can create something so unique just by feeling great. That's what I love the most. I think one question that was popping into my mind was, when you were a client, right? You got started, you were a client, and when you got started, did you actually have, because this is one question that I get a lot from people when we talk about network marketing, when we talk about I don't know, becoming a customer and stuff like that. It's like, oh, I don't want to sell nothing. I don't want to, oh, you want me to use this stuff because then I don't want to talk to people and stuff like that. So my question right now is, I'm so sorry, right now here in Sydney is like, the world is coming down. There is a full pandemic happening outside, the rain. So I don't know if it's
No, no,
noisy.
you're
But anyway,
fine.
the question was, if you had like your coach, the person that was giving you the products, if was actually push you with you in terms of, oh, you should sell this stuff, or you were just enjoying your program. Like, how did you feel in that
Yeah.
point?
I think like when you look at it as sharing versus selling, in terms of, for those that do the business, but before any of that, I think it just sold itself. Like, I wasn't going out of my way, but everyone was like, oh, like, you look so great, you've got so much energy, what's going on? Or, I take my bottle to netball or into work, and people are like, oh, what's that you're drinking? And it's not like, oh, it's this, do you want to buy some? It's just like, oh yeah, it's this and it does this. And then, people just say, oh, I could really use some of that, or I need some of that. So when you're thinking of it as sharing versus selling, the rest just does the work for you. So there's been so many different ways over the last 4 years that I've marketed and done my business, and it's all been through organic growth, just people coming to me. It's never a business where there's cold messaging or this or that. It's just been a relationship built business. So for me, when I very first started, I was obviously still working full time the first 3 months, and then playing netball at night and that sort of thing. So it was just taking my bottle where I went, sharing on my story, this or that. And that's exactly what it was, just sharing. It was never like, DM me for info, or do you want to buy this or this or that. It was all organic, and it always has been. And that's how our business has been built, through a huge customer base of product lovers, people that just love the products, they love how they feel. And obviously my results speak for themselves, but and it shows as well that it's like, people think Herbalife and they think that it's a product for weight loss, but it's so much more than that. We've got heaps and heaps of products to target all different ranges and styles of life, all the way from, I think my daughter was having the aloe from like 4 months old in her in a little syringe to help with colic, all the way through to, I think my eldest client is 85. So it's definitely something that people can use all the way through for all different walks of life. So I just listen. I just listen to people out in the community. I run a local mums group, and that's obviously been a great way to get talk about the products some more as well, because so many tired mums are coming through and they're needing more energy, or better hydration, or they're needing some help to bounce back postpartum, and that's obviously been a great way that people have got started on the products, or are playing a netball in the community, needing help with sports performance and that sort of thing. So I'm a listener more than a talker, and I just listen, and you find your way, and you find your way that you can help people. And obviously that's my goal and passion in life, just to help people. And when you think of it as helping and sharing rather than selling, the rest just does the work for you, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It is so true, because at the end of the day, you are sharing what you are using, and that makes a massive difference. All right, let's get into actually the more details that people are like, okay, great, you're sharing this product, because a lot of people that are not in network marketing, they would be like, okay, or Herbalife in this case, you sharing these products, all this wording, you earn extra income, but can I actually make a living out of this? Like, give me numbers, like, because people are like, okay, I actually need an extra, I don't know, $1,000 by Christmas because I need to buy presents, like, and I'm looking for a second night job right now to do that. So how can we actually help them with these opportunities? So if you can share a little bit about that, but also I know that you right now, you are helping so many moms and people in general, creating that, not just with the product, but creating that extra income on the day. So if you can share a little bit more about that and go with the details, girl.
Of course, yeah, of course. So a lot of people that didn't know me back 3 years ago, you know, that are just getting started on the products and in the business with me now, they're sort of like, oh, you know, I don't have the confidence that you have. I don't know how to talk to people. And I think I want to make it really, really abundantly clear. And I do with these people as well. Like when I got started in the business, I think I had like 150 Facebook friends. I didn't even have an Instagram account. I never went out of my way to talk to people unless I had to. I wasn't really an introvert, but I definitely didn't have the social skills or confidence that I do now. So something really cool as well is with Herbalife, it's not what you get, it's sort of who you become. So I've picked up so many social skills, business skills, people skills that I can take and go and apply to anything in life. And, you know, making up a mums group that, you know, that we've been running now for 2.5 years, we've had, you know, hundreds of people come through it. And, you know, 4 years ago, me was not going to go out of her way to make a mums group and go talk to all these people and build all these relationships and, you know, help mums out in the community. So I've definitely got so much out of it. So you definitely don't need to come in with any experience, background in health, fitness, nutrition, anything like that. Everything is taught to you, which is incredible. You just need to be teachable and you need to be able to do what, you know, your coach or your mentor sets you out to do. So I was obviously working full time the first 3 months. So my commitment was, you know, our Monday night coaching call, you know, learning about the products, learning about the business. We have what's called like a 10 member steps, which teaches you the fundamentals of everything. And then it was obviously sharing my bottle on my stories and talking about the products on my social media. I've got an Instagram account because I didn't have one. And then whenever I'd go out in the community, I just obviously have business cards with me, or I obviously wear the shirt every day with the logo on. And there's so many, you know, as your confidence gets better, you can obviously talk to more people about it as well. You know, at the start, I used to be quite shy. And when people would ask me what was in my bottle, I'd sort of look to the floor and be like, oh, yeah, it's just this drink. Take this business card. And now it's like, yeah, it's this amazing energy drink. It does this, this, and this. No sugar, So your confidence gets better every time. And obviously now it's just like, it just flows, you know, so much easier. So yeah, so there's obviously so many different ways to market the business. Social media was a huge thing for me at the start because I was working that full-time job. I was doing the coaching calls, learning about the products. And Herbalife has like literally a whole university worth of stuff like on the website. You know, you can learn everything you want, all about the products, nutrition, health, wellness, fitness. Like there is everything. We have obviously client groups that share heaps of information, member groups that share everything as well. And the support and people wherever you look, like there's always someone with their hand up offering to help you. So for me, obviously I matched my full-time income in 3 months and I left my job. My partner was then able to stop truck driving and move into a more office managerial role. And I was able to supplement some of that income as well, which was really, really cool. So I think in the last, am I allowed to say figures or no figures? Yeah, so in the last, I think 5 months, Herbalife have paid us over $25,000, which has just been incredible. Like I think it was like $6,000 last month. And that can continue to build. You know, you're paid on the value you bring to the marketplace. So the more you put in, obviously the more you're going to get out, but it's something that can be done. Like I've got girls in my team that, you know, they're stay-at-home moms and they just want to make a little bit of extra, you know, extras money. So the money that they get covers their lashes and their brows and, you know, their tattoos and all the extras of life because they're, you know, they're on a single income household and, you know, they can, you know, support themselves, but they can't afford those extras in life. And then we've got a couple of girls that, you know, they have set goals and they, you know, pay their phone bill and their food shopping and they like to cover a couple of things to take off that financial stress, you know, being in that single income household, because let's face it, even before the pandemic, living in a single income household was just a struggle. Adding a pandemic on top of it is just crazy. Like I think about it now, and without my income, we would not live on just my partner's income. And he's on a good salary, you know, a good manager, like manager's job. But with 2 kids in this economy, it's just not, it wouldn't be sustainable. I would still be working full time at my old job as well. So, and then we've got got all the way through to, you know, the part-time income, 1,000 to 3,000 a month, 3,000 to 5,000 a month, 5,000 more a month, and then onto the higher level incomes as well, which obviously is what we are working towards as well. So and the business can be done in whatever capacity you're able to give it to. So like I said, I worked, you know, before work and after work those first 3 months. Then I worked full-time for a year until I fell pregnant. When I fell pregnant, I had hyperemesis and I was quite sick and unwell. So I was working only, you know, 1 to 2 hours a day. Obviously now I've got a toddler as well, so we work in the gaps of the day. And then when she goes back to school, I'll be able to go back full-time again and put some more into it. So you get what you put in. And, you know, we've had clients that have been clients for over, you know, nearly 4 years now, and every single month, you know, you look on your reports and they've just ordered their products, reordered their products, and once you get them set up and get them started and they're loving their products, they're loving their products for life. And I think the most incredible thing too about Herbalife is, you know, we sell a consumable product, so if people are loving what they're getting, they're going to keep ordering their products every single month repetitively over and over, opposed to, you know, selling, you know, products, you know, and this isn't to talk bad about any other products because I love all of these products, but you talk about things like candles and mascaras and makeup and that sort of thing. You're always, you know, businesses like that, you're always having to go and find new retail clients and find new people because, you know, when's the next time you're going to need another candle or another mascara or that sort of thing. So with, you know, a consumable product, as long as your clients are loving it, they're reordering that every single month. So I've got clients from, you know, nearly 4 years ago, and you just see the biz work. So I actually did a post about this. I was at the gym yesterday for an hour and a half. I was just doing like a weight training session, catching up with a couple of friends, and I walked out and I had like 6 people that had ordered like products in those 2 hours that I was in the gym. And, you know, that's a couple $100 in my pocket while I was at the gym. I wasn't talking to them. I hadn't been messaging them. They are just consistent product lovers, reordering their products again and again and again. So if you set up some great foundations for your business and you keep loving and nurturing your clients, meeting them where they're at, you know, they'll drop off the products time to time, but they always come back, and they will continue to be ordering their products over and over again, which is really, really cool.
Wow, I absolutely love it. You know, thank you so much for being really transparent and sharing. Sometimes people don't feel like comfortable in sharing figure and stuff like that, but I know you will, because I know you share on social media. And I really think it's inspiring because people really want to see, at the end of the day, people are like, okay, the products work, but let me drink it and see if it works, right? Or they're like, okay, the business work, but show me like what, how much, right? So it's really, really important to share that. And so thank you so much for being transparent. So one question, you shared let's say last month per se, right? It was $6,000 between your Herbalife check and your retail sale, which it's something that you are like, it's on you. Your retail sale is really as much as we work as what we do, right? So if you could I don't know why I try to say words that I can't pronounce, but anyway, if we could actually give it a time, a day that you spent to, if it was a job, what would that be? Like how many hours a day did you work to make that check?
Yeah, so I guess, so obviously in the last, I think like 5 months, obviously with the toddler, she doesn't go to daycare or anything like that. I made it really, you know, I really wanted to make that point that I really could be able to do it from home and not have to put her in daycare. That was the whole point of, you know, leaving a 9 to 5, not jumping into another one. So for me, I get up at 5:30 in the morning and I'll work for 2 hours before she wakes up. And then obviously when she goes for her lunch nap, that 2-hour lunch nap, that's when I work my business as well. And then 2 calls, 2 nights a week is what I do at the moment. So that's what, like 6-7 hours a day, and then I try and stay off my phone in between and just be present with my kids, which is really, really cool. So 6-7 hours a day, but doesn't actually interrupt the time with my daughter because she's either asleep or she's asleep or she's napping, which is really, really cool. And being able to contribute more than a full-time income, opposed to working 6 to 7 hours a day in a job and her having to go to daycare and not making anywhere near, you know, I think 3/4 would probably go to daycare. So that's been obviously really incredible as well. And over the last 4 years, we've built our, you know, our business up to, I think, 350 distributors and clients, which is really, really cool. But they have nowhere near all come from me. They've come from, you know, I think maybe 50 50 or 60 distributors have come from me, and the rest over time have come from, you know, referrals and people that they know, and their mum and sister and cousin and friend and all the rest of it. So it's just planting those seeds. You don't have to go out and find 100 people yourself. I've found one girl who's in my first line, and she's brought in, like, I think 50 people under her, which is like incredible. I didn't know those 50 people, but I knew that one person who went and bought those people. So it's just planting the seeds, plugging them into the system, and we have an incredible training system. You know, you think 350 distributors, that sounds like a lot, but I don't have to work and talk with every single person every single day. You get them set up, you plug them into the system, and then they can confidently go and do that with other people as well. And it's a really incredible business like that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, and honestly, 6-7 hours a day that you decide when to actually put those 6-7 hours in, and it's people go and work an 8 hours a day job, which is never 8 hours, because then you always have to stay back. Something happens, you bring the work problem, you bring it at home, they ask you to work extra hours, not getting paid, whatever, right? And but nobody makes $6,000 a month. It's $2,000. It's what, $1,500 a week. Not for 6-7 hours
and
a day.
I think I only do the 6 to 7 hours because I obviously have big goals. Like, I've got quite bigger goals. We've got girls part-time at home that are stay-at-home mums, and they do 1 to 2 hours a day, and they're still earning that great, you know, $2,000 to $3,000 a month income. So obviously for me, I have big goals. My goal is to supplement my partner's income, bring him home completely, and us be out, you know, me be able to have that sole income. So that's why I work those 6 to 7 hours a day. But in saying that as well, like, if my daughter's sick or my other daughter's got a sports carnival or whatever, I drop it just like that. So the 6 to 7 hours is just if it works, and if it doesn't, that's completely fine as well. When she drops her day nap, you know, I'm gonna lose that middle window, and that's completely fine as well. So that's obviously just because I've got those bigger goals. But there's heaps and heaps of girls in our team that just want to make between $1,500 to, you know, $3,500 a month, and they're doing that 1 to 2 hours a day consistently from home, which is incredible as well.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Yeah, I love it. Look, really, Ebony, thank you so much for being so transparent with your story and sharing. I love, if you guys are not following Ebony, definitely go and follow her. I will tag her by its Life of Ebs, but I will tag her in when I share the full video on the profile. Have a look. She has, even the way that she uses her social media. If you are someone in Herbalife already and you're watching this, definitely, if you're someone that wants to build your business through social media, go and have a look at how she has her profile set up. She shares her stories. She shares stories of people in her team, stories of customers, and it's really inspiring. And you really get to see how she's in the business of attracting and not selling. She's really an attractive distributor with her results, with her energy, with the way that she shares, with the people that she's helping, and the action that she's putting in. And I love what you just said. You said you have big goals, and it's actually on top of her profile, where she's going through, where she's going to, and what she's working for. And I love the fact that with this opportunity, if we do have big goals, we get to do the work and we get to achieve them. It's not something, it's like, oh, I will never be a CEO of the company. No, we actually have this opportunity with Herbalife, because network marketing company is just incredible products. Anyway, other than that, thank you so much, Ebony. Is there anything else that you wanted to add before
I just wanted to say that it is something for everyone, you know. Like, I was a high school dropout. I dropped out of year 10 twice. I had my first baby when I was 17. Like, I am no one special, no education, no like training, no nothing like that. But I think most side hustles and opportunities come out of desperation, and that's what it was for us, you know. So if you're struggling, you know, Christmas coming up, struggling to make ends meet, need a bit of extra money for Christmas, or you just hate your job, or you just, you know, you're planning children in the future and you want to set up that financial wall so that you know, you're not having your baby and then having to go to daycare, you know, 3-6 months later. This is something that anyone can do, no matter your background, your culture, where you're from, your lack of education. It's something that everyone can do. So we have such a broad range and diverse range of clients, members, distributors in our team. And I love that this is, you know, with all the hate and war and this and that, all the crazy stuff in the world right now, this is something where 95 countries can come together and work in harmonious, like, just be together. So just love it. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And same thing again, follow Erica if you're watching from my feed. Thank you so much for jumping on. Follow Erica. She's got so much to do. I've always looked up to her as well in her business. So thank you so much for asking and for having me.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It was a pleasure. It was a great 30 minutes, and I hope we could bring some value to people that watched, and we can maybe change some lives. Why not? All right. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and stay tuned for the next story. I don't know when will come up, but will come up. Bye,
Thank
Ebony.
you
Have a
so
great
much.
day.
Thank you.